Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome back to the channel. I ran into a light post the other day. Luckily, I only sustained light injuries. Today, we're taking a look at Steam Power Deluxe Edition from Martin Wallace Designs. Steam Power Deluxe Edition by Martin Wallace Designs is a 1 to 5 player game that's going to take about 60 minutes to play. Now, in this game, you're going to be laying track, you're going to be building factories, you're going to be fulfilling contracts, all to score the most victory points and be the winner of the game. So, how does it play? Let's go down to the table and I'll show you. So, to set up the game, the first thing we need to do is we need to get the map down on the table. Now, figure out which map you want to play. There's several different ones that come in this box. Now, I'm going to tell you how to play the game for a 3, 4, 5 player game. There's a solo version and there's some small modifications for a 2-player version, but I'll let you discover those ones on your own. So what you're going to do is you're going to give each player a list of all their components. They're going to get all their factories and they're also going to get all of their trains. You're going to take all of the tracks. You're going to put those in a pile off to the side. You can put all the goods tokens in piles off to the side, and it's easy to separate them by color, so that way it's easy to pull them together. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the bag full of city tiles and you're going to slowly pull them out one at a time, or fastly pull them out, however you want, but you're going to put them on all the different city locations that are around the board. Now, on the back side of all the tiles is going to be a 2 for victory points, or there's a factory that's on the front. Put them factory side up. If it's one of the victory point tiles that has a 4 on it, same on both sides, doesn't really matter. Put whichever side up you would like. At that point, you're pretty much ready to go, other than the fact that you do need to give everybody 5 contracts, and I believe it's 5 money. So on your turn, you're going to be able to do 2 things, and there's only like 5 things that you can do on your turn. It's super simple, super streamlined. First thing is you can lay track. You can put down 1 or 2 pieces of track. All right, now the first piece of track you put down has to connect to a city. All right, and when you lay additional track, you always have to build off the cities or the track that you currently have. So if you put track between 2 cities, that's going to be called a link. Put one of your trains on it to say that one is yours. Even if it's only 1 track, just put one of yours on it. All right. Now on your turn, if you lay track, but you say you lay your 2 pieces of track, but it doesn't quite link the other city, the next time you do a link track action, you have to continue that one. So you have to finish that link before you can build another one. All right. But you can put down 1 piece or you can put down 2 pieces, and they don't even have to be touching. So you can put down 1 piece that connects 2 cities, and if there's another way to put another one somewhere else, put that one somewhere else. The next thing you can do is you can build a factory. To build a factory, all you have to do is just take a factory from your supply, stick it on one of the cities that has a link to it, which means that city is connected to another city by rails, and it doesn't even need to be your rails. So if somebody else has built a link between cities, you can go put a factory on their cities, and when they go deliver goods, well, you know what? You're going to get some of that profit as well, maybe. You're going to be able to fulfill contracts. To fulfill a contract, the contract on the left-hand side of it is going to have the goods that are required. Now, you have to have all of those goods. If you don't, and there's no way to get it, you can spend 5 money for each good that you need, all right? But it's only if there's no way for you to get it on the board. But what you have to do is you have to have a link in your rail lines between all your different cities, all right, that is connected to each one of those goods. Now, you'll take the goods from the particular cities, you'll follow the link, and they're basically going to go to the main city, to one of the cities in your particular link. All right. If you have to go on somebody else's rail line, for every link you have to go through, that means between each city, you're going to have to pay them $1. If you have to go to their factory to get a good, you're going to pay them $1. So if you can do all that within your own, you're not going to have to owe anything. But if you have to owe some people some money, sometimes it just has to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay. The next thing you do is you can take contracts, which means you can draw 2 contracts out of the bag, put them on your little stack, and then you have those contracts to go. And then you can take 3 money from the bank. That's the very last thing you can do. Sometimes you just need money. Now, speaking of money, let me roll back up to the lay track piece. Whenever you want to lay track, if you're just laying it over the plains, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. If you want to put it over a hills piece, it's going to cost you 2 money. If you want to put it over the a mountain zone, it's going to cost you 4 money. If you want to cross somebody else's track and you have to get one of the little cross pieces out, that's going to cost you 2 money as well. And water, no can do. You can't build on it, but you can cross rivers. And you're going to keep going round and round, taking turns from the first player on. Now, everybody gets an equal number of turns. So as soon as someone fulfills a certain number of contracts, that would be 14 contracts in a 2-player game, 11 contracts in a 3-player game, 9 contracts in a 4-player game, and 8 contracts in a 5-player game. As soon as one person completes that objective, then you're going to finish the current round. Okay, so whoever has the start player token, if they've already gone that particular round, it gets completed. Everybody takes their last turn. Game over. Now you're going to count up points and you're going to see who wins. So to count up points, basically what you're going to do is you're going to look at all of your tiles for all the contracts that you've completed. There's going to be a victory point number on them. Add all those up. You're also going to look at the city tiles that you have. Whenever you take all of the goods off a city tile during the play, you're going to flip it over and it's going to be worth victory points. It's 2 victory points at the end of the game. Now, if you don't put all of the city tiles out on the board, you're going to have some extras left over and they're going to be up on the very top. Each one of those is going to be, so like say a black, you don't put all the black city tiles out and there's one more up on the top of the map. All of the black cities that you have a factory in, not only there were 2, but they're worth an additional 1 point for that one that's actually off the board because there's less of them. So all your black cities would be worth, in this case, 3. Now, all the purple cities that are worth 4, basically what happens there is you're looking at all the different people that are connected into each particular one. If you're the only one that's connected to it, you get the 4 points. If one of the 4 tiles hasn't been placed and it's up off the board as well, it's going to be worth an additional point just like the others. If you have multiple people that are connected into one of those number 4s, and it doesn't matter how many link tracks you got going into there, as long as you have a track going into there, you're going to take the number of people that are connected to that one, you're going to divide 4 or however many from that people, and you're going to share those particular victory points. And after that, whoever has the most victory points wins. Steam Power Deluxe Edition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was kind of a really rough overview of how the game plays. I think I got, for the most part, the majority of the rules actually in there. There might be 1 or 2 little things that I might have missed. I'm pretty good about that. You guys are pretty good at catching me as well, though, so I appreciate that greatly. But that's basically how you play. You're just going to keep going round and round. You're going to take the 2 actions on your turn. Maybe you lay track twice. Maybe you lay track and build a factory. Maybe you build 2 factories in that turn. So the one thing I didn't mention in the rules was if you run out of trains, you can no longer build track, but you can continue in an existing line. Because once you put that first tile down, then you're going to be able you put a train on it, one of your locomotives on it, but then you can continue that line. All right. And if you run out of factories, well, you can't build any more factories either. Otherwise, you just keep playing the game as normal. If you run out of locomotives and you run out of factories, well, then the next thing to do is just start, getting a bunch of tiles. Try to get those contracts and see if you can fill enough contracts to be able to complete those and get enough victory points, or as many victory points as possible, to try to win the game. Now, this game here, I've seen it's gotten a lot of comparisons to Railways of the World. Now, I am a super big fan of train games. I absolutely love train games. Eurorails and Empire Builder were 2 of the first train games I ever played. They were the crayon games. And I absolutely loved them. I played the heck out of them. Matter of fact, I wore out my boards and I had to buy new copies at one point. But I absolutely loved them. Railways of the World was phenomenal. And when that one came out, it really reminded me of the old Microprose game that I used to play on my old 286 computer back in the day. Absolutely loved that game. It was Railway Tycoon. Phenomenal game. And that's what really got me hooked on it. And I've loved train games. And it really gave me an appreciation for pick up and deliver games. They're just one of my favorite genres. I don't know why. I can't get enough of them. I keep looking at them. So when I saw Steam Powered came up, and especially with the Deluxe Edition and all those components, This is my personal copy. I went all in. I backed 100% of this, and I'm so glad I did because this is to me, this is a phenomenal game. Now, how does it compare to Railways of the World, though? Because that was the biggest thing, because that is probably one of my favorite train games. And because Railways of the World has some really good depth. I love the boards, and I love the track lane on that one, and definitely the pick up and deliver aspect. This one here, to me, will sit beside Railways of the World. It's not going to replace it because this is a much lighter game. This is a game that I'm going to be able to play in an hour. Railways of the World, I'm playing that usually in a couple hours. But this is a game I can get out and I can teach people how to play this simplified train game in a matter of a few minutes. We're up and running, and you get a couple games of this in a night. And you can even change maps between each one. It is that much fun, and it is really good. I absolutely love it. All the maps that this one comes with, I think it came with 6 different maps. They're so different. I mean, some of the maps, I think one of the original ones I played on was just all plains. So you're generating money like crazy in this game, but you're not spending any money except for a buck here or there to maybe run down someone else's rail line or to pick up some goods that somebody has that you don't have or something along those lines. But I mean, when it's all plains, you just generate money like crazy. But some of these maps, I mean, they are nothing but hills and they're nothing but mountains, and you're spending money like crazy to trying to build all your tracks. You're taking all those actions to get 3 money from the bank. Some maps, you never do that. Some maps, you're doing it all the time. Now, the other thing that's really good to do too, as well, is make sure you have enough contracts. The more contracts you have, the better it's going to be, because then you can try to work those contracts and try to figure out what's the best way to really utilize your rail routes. I mean, you have to have those contracts to do it. Unless I missed a rule someplace or something like that on final scoring, I didn't see where you got negative points for having unfulfilled contracts. I'm going to go back and look at that after this, though, because that's something I just thought about. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't think you do. If that's the case, have as many contracts as you want, but there's only so many in the bag. Now, one of the things I did notice about the contracts is there really is only 4 different types of contracts. All the contracts are going to have an X number amount of goods, but you're going to have the one contract that's just going to give you 5 victory points. You're going to have the contract that's going to allow you to get some money and build 2 rails of track. You're going to have the other contract that is going to give you a little bit of money. You're going to get a couple contracts out of it. And you're going to have another one that's going to give you some money, and it's going to allow you to build a factory. Now, that factory can be plus or minus 1 good. So normally when you build a factory, you're putting 5 goods tokens on it. Well, in this case, you can either put 4 or you can put 6. All depends on where you're putting it. The biggest thing to remember is if you're building a factory on one of yours, you want to make sure that you try to get all of those off as fast as possible, because you want to be able to get the bonus victory points for that tile by getting all the goods off it at the end of the game. So you want to make sure you do that. But otherwise, man, that's it. This, like I said, this is it's a simpler game. I'm not going to say it's an easy game, but it's a really streamlined entry level piece to what I would consider teaching someone using this to teach someone, and then moving them on to, like, say, Railways of the World, for example. But as far as I'm concerned, this is phenomenal. Now, like I said, I got the deluxe edition, so it's got tiles for all the contracts. It's got really nice tiles for all the cities. It's got really nice tiles for all the rails, and I believe even the standard edition has those same tiles for the cities and the rail lines as well, the tracks. The contracts, I think in the base game, the standard retail game was cards, so it wasn't the tiles, but I absolutely love the tiles. I love the tile holders that it comes with. Really nice. And even the money, it's that acrylic money, it just feels so good. Just the upgraded components for this deluxe edition are just phenomenal. Absolutely love it. And it's production out of the park, man. I'll tell you what, Martin Wallace Designs just really nailed it with this one right here. But if you like train games, if you like pick up and deliver games, which in this case it's not really a pick up and deliver, it's more of a layer track, and as long as you meet the goals, and as long as you have what you need, you're going to be able to score those contracts. If you like those simpler games, not as complex, but actually still have some thinking to them, still have some depth to them, I think you're really going to like this game. Like I said, I think Steam Power is a phenomenal game. I'm glad I got it. I'm going to keep it in my collection, definitely for sure. It's going to sit right beside my Railways of the World. These two boxes are going to be talking on my shelves at night, wondering who's going to get played next. But I'm not getting rid of either one of them. Super fantastic, great game. I cannot recommend this one enough. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you to like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, and also on X. And also, please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And if you like the videos that I provide you here, I ask go ahead and click on that subscription button and subscribe to my channel, and also click the bell and be notified when I drop new videos. Also, folks, if you like the videos that I post here, I also do post videos over on the Discriminating Gamer site. I'll post unboxings and reviews and also some playthroughs over there as well. I will leave a link to Cody's description or link to his channel in the details down below. You know, I rubbed ketchup in my eye the other day. Now I have hindsight.